sell time as well. They'll negotiate, because they're very close to deal makers, for higher rates on their time. Now we're over the left-hand side. This is the more introverted side. Down at the bottom left, we have somebody called an accumulator. This is Warren Buffett. Accumulators have the strongest depth of market knowledge of any of these profiles. They go deep into the market. They drive deep. They learn everything that there is to know about that market. And they accumulate. They rarely sell anything. They hold positions for a very long time. Warren Buffett, as an investor, still owns the first company he ever bought. He still lives in the same house he used to live in before he was a multi-billionaire. Whereas you look at the staff profiles, they probably have 20 houses. Get a bigger house, get a faster car, bigger house, faster car. So, accumulators, very strong market knowledge, very deep. They ask a lot of questions. They generally don't make decisions very fast. They're the slowest decision makers of all the profiles. Or over on the left in the middle, we have the people who are probably the most system-orientated people. They're also possibly the most introverted as a rule of all profiles. They're called lords. The Queen of England is a lord profile. Lords are like landlords. They love cash flow, they love budgets, they love spreadsheets, they love numbers. They love being in the system. They love knowing where they've got to go next and what they've got to do. I hate that. I want tomorrow to be different than today. I couldn't be royalty. It would be hard. You have to be royalty if you're a dato in Malaysia or Indonesia. Somebody is asking me if I want to be a dato. So I'll give you what do I have to do? I'm finding that out. The Queen is the Lord. Lords like cash flow. They might start with a business like hire cars. And then they go, oh, hire cars. Yeah, that's good. We get regular cash. We buy the car once we get cash in. But what if we bought a truck? We can rent trucks for longer, so then I go to the truck rentals. They go, oh, that works. Now we've got to get more money. Now we'll buy ships because people rent ships for 50 years. So that's the type of thing that lords do. And our last profile, up the top there, we're back into intuitive people. These people are, again, very creative, but in a very systemised way. They're called mechanics. That's Jeff Bezos from Amazon. Mechanics build systems for other people's products and services. They'll see something and they'll innovate and create a system around it. So, Amazon is a system. Sam Walton from Walmart built a system called Walmart that sold everybody else's products. eBay, a system to sell everybody's products. McDonald's, a franchise system to sell the McDonald Brothers burgers created by a guy called Ray Kroc. They're all mechanic profiles. So what happens when you look at this is that you may or may not identify initially where you are. As soon as I saw this, I went one-star profile. Yet the funny thing is, there I am running a division of a very large corporate, which is all budgets and spreadsheets. It's the job of a lord. That's why I didn't like it. That's why every day I was going, And then I got into construction, and construction is all about systems. It's a mechanic's job. And I'm like, And my friend, guess what profile he is? He's a mechanic. So, owning a construction company is doing millions of dollars a month. It's all easy to him. All I was seeing is, I've got all these numbers and a system that I've got to do, and I just can't do it because all I want to do is just get out there and talk to people and have a good time. None of you are wrong in where you are. You just need to identify where you are. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Is that this is also all about building teams. So if I'm a star profile, I definitely need to have some key positions on my team. In fact, if I had 8 positions available on my immediate team, I probably want to have people in each of those profiles. But my business partner, Dave, is a deal maker. And then I have a financial guy who's a lawyer, so we triangulate. So I come up with all the big ideas. Dave breaks them down into big ideas things that we can do today in the next few months to get started, and all the numbers and due diligence is run by the guy on the left. So that stops me making a lot of mistakes because I'm running at 100 miles an hour. It gives Dave somebody to sell, because if he was here at morning tea, he wouldn't be selling himself, he'd be selling me. I don't sell me very well. He sells me beautifully. So if any of you had any projects that you thought that I might be useful for, if you talk to Dave, I pretty much think he'd be able to do a deal with you. Because he'd be able to tell you where my strengths and everything would fit into the project. I'm not really that good at that. So in your teams, you need different people in different positions. The corporate that I worked for, back in 2001, 2, I couldn't understand why we sit around the boardroom table and everybody would be against me. And I realised after I learned this, that the other 7 people were accumulators and lords. So they were always going, Mike, you spent 1.6% too much on that entertainment last week. And I'd be going, what about the customer? Oh, customers, yeah, they'll come and they'll go, well, let's focus on the numbers. This is wrong. If we had people who were different wealth profiles around that table, different things would happen. Magic would occur. The ideas people would come up with the ideas. The supporters would start leading those ideas and building teams. The deal makers would negotiate on behalf of them. The traders would step in and do all the customer service. The accumulators would get to the depth of market knowledge that we needed to deliver that idea to people. The laws and mechanics would systemize things. And the staff would be out there promoting the hell out of it. If you're wondering why your business is not going as well as it could, it's probably because you're missing some of these key components. When I learned this, I changed everything. I no longer hire CVs or resumes, depending on where you come from. I'm not looking for an accountant. I'm now looking for a lord who's an accountant. Because if I just hire an accountant based on how good their CV is, I might get another star. And there's only room for one star in my organisation, and that's me. And if you wonder why you battle with people, it's possibly because you're attracting the same sorts of people. And I've seen it in businesses all the time. Where I'll walk into a boardroom and I'll meet the CEO at the reception, I'll go to the reception, meet the CEO, and he's like 1,000,000 miles an hour, he's all high energy, and I go immediately, this guy's a creative. I walk into his boardroom, and I look at everybody else's high energy, and I go, oh my God, he's surrounded himself with creatives and stars. They start so many things, finish none of them. They're going, we just can't seem to get an idea off the ground. And I'm like, duh, you haven't got the right team. Oh, this guy's great. No, you think he's great because he's like you. Because you can go from here, you can bring up an idea, he can take it to another level, you take it to another level again, he takes it to another level again, you pat each other on the back, you get a great idea, never gets done. Let me just finish off this little part here before we just do a little exercise. And apologies I've spent half an hour on this, but I really think that this is important for you to understand. If you can really grasp this, and I know this whole thing jokes have been very entertaining during this, but if you can grasp this, then it will shift so much for you. So, I'm at the supermarket 2 Christmases ago in New Zealand, and I'm buying some wine for Christmas Day. This is how a star buys wine. That looks good. Oh, love the label. Great. Oh, I never tried that before. Had that one. And Dave's with says, what are you doing? I said, I'm buying wine. He goes, dude, put those back. Why? He said, let me buy the wine. And so he stands back and he's like, and I'm looking for the system that he's using. I'm trying to work out what's he doing. And then I see it. And I thought I had it. I said, oh, Dave, you're a deal maker right here. You're looking for the ones with the stickers on them that are on special. And he goes, no. I said, well, all those bottles there are on special. He goes, no. He goes, you're nearly right. He said, I've looked at all the wine and I've seen which ones have the most discount. And they're the ones I'm buying. And I went, wow. And now I'm so aware of it. We go to a restaurant together. We were in Singapore the other day out of the restaurant. The first thing he sits down, waitress comes across, he says, what deals have you got on today? Whereas I'm like, can't just have the such and such. Very different. Then I take my accumulator friend to buy wine, and I'm here with mine. He goes, no, put those back. I said, what? He said, reads the back of the bottle. This one here was created in the Marlborough region of New Zealand. They had 72% acidity in soil, and actually 2006 wasn't a good year because of the acidity. Put it back. Market knowledge. This is the same guy who's a professional musician, practices still for 6 hours a day at 50 years old. Apart from that, he's a black belt in Aikido. That takes a lot of study. Apart from that, he's a pilot, has his own plane. Doesn't take a lot of study to have an aeroplane and fly, does it? And then he says to me, Mike, I'm going to do a cooking course. When you tell me cooking course, I'm thinking holiday in Italy, lots of wine, sitting around a nice swimming pool, learning how to cook Italian food. No, he's booked up to do a 3-year degree in chefing. That's what accumulators do. And then if I took a mechanic to the wine shop, they would have a system for buying wine. We use our profile every day in our life. And the reason why it's important for us to understand this to some depth is so that you can maximise the people around you, so that you can understand who they are, understand who you are. The mistake that entrepreneurs and business people make when they learn this, they go, oh, thank God, I'm a creator. I don't have to worry about numbers anymore. I'll get an accumulator to do that. You're always accountable for the numbers in your own business. I know my numbers in my business. They're all in here. I can tell you any of them. All the close rates, all the statistics, all the website hits, they're all there. I know them. But do I put them in there? No. I get my accumulator and my lawyer, accountant and bookkeeper to do all the spreadsheets, do all the charts, do all the analysis and present me with the facts. And that's how it takes me now 3 minutes a month to know the numbers and not 3 hours to know the numbers. So let's do this. At your tables, leaders of the table, what I want you to do is I want you to facilitate a discussion. And the discussion should have several questions. Here are the questions. What profile do you think you are? So ask some people that. What profile do you think they are? What advantage do you think that knowing this is? So what profile do you think they are? What advantage do you think knowing this is? And the final question that I'd like you to do as a table is, what is one question that we could ask Mike to get an even deeper understanding? So what is one question we could ask Mike to get an even deeper understanding of this? We're going to take about 7 minutes.